How's it going, everybody? Trying to figure out what I'm trying to say today. I was trying to say something it was sort of important. I was reading this book here. No, I don't know if you see. It's always kind of weird, ain't it? The words are upside down, but I guess maybe that's for my benefit, because copyright and stuff. But this from guy Jordan Peterson, very helpful person. I think it was. I can't really remember because I'm reading this and a good pour some of this. Okay, so it was one of his rules was it's very important. It was rule 4. Rule 4. So I have content for rule 4. Yeah, rule 4, and that's don't compare yourself to others. And I think that's great. Let's kickstart off there. One of the things I was learning, and I think, man, I definitely tell people, I at least want people to understand, that book 12 Rules to Life, Antidote to Chaos, is a very important book for this generation. It's like the Pride and Prejudice of this generation, but less about romance and more about just life skills. And it's interesting, but it's kind of sad because I don't think we know, or we know we don't really show it very well, or we know it and we expect others to know it. That's my assumption. And I think it's just great that he's it's like that fatherly advice that you felt like you it's like the fatherly advice you didn't know you needed. And so I think in this one it's about do not compare yourself to others, and it's helping you understand more about yourself and understand that the alternative to comparing yourself, not to compare yourself, but to more so work on yourself and build yourself up and figure out yourself and know your strengths and your weaknesses, and be honest with yourself and figure out where you want to go and pick something. It also reminded me of a book called Just Do Something. It's a Christian book where when I first read it, it was very harsh language. But I didn't read all of it just because of the harsh language, and somebody else told me to read it. Read it past that, and I just never got back to it. I still have the book. I might eventually read it again, but it's just getting past that harshness. That it's a little irritating to me slightly because I feel like this book kind of gave me a lot that some of these, because it's not really a spiritual book. It's a book that's trying to promote practicality, and I feel like this book is not only practical, but it's gracious too. It's teaching you things without beating you over the head and say you should know this by now, or stop being so X, Y, and Z. I think that's what kind of this generation kind of needs, is just because I always hear from some older fellows saying, these guys are some snowflakes and yada yada yada, and they never really get to the point of telling young kids what they should do. They just kind of berate them for not knowing, and berate them for just missing the mark, instead of coming in graciously and just saying, hey, not only do you want to get well, but here, follow me as I follow the person who has the standards. So it's I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I've successfully followed the person who is perfect or in a better state, but books like this, sorry.